Okay, a short video this week. I'm at Cosumnes Wildlife Reserve near Sacramento. I'm hoping to catch really some tundra swans. I know it's early for them. Sandhill cranes may be around. Maybe I'll catch some phalaropes. Saw some on the boat trip, but not good enough to put in the video. We'll see what we get. This is the most accessible pond at Cosumnes. The sun was in my eyes, so the video's a little tough. But I can see a lot of long-billed dowitchers, some stilts, green-winged teal. Looks pretty good. One problem with Cosumnes is that in order to preserve the wildlife sanctuary for the birds, you can't walk around the ponds that much. Definitely a large flock of long-billed dowitchers around. You can see some green-winged teal mostly in the background, maybe a gadwall or two. Definitely a stilt near the start of this clip as well. All the way across the pond, the great egret was looking for some dinner. A pair of red-tailed hawks circled overhead, perhaps looking for something easy to catch. Not great focus here. The sun was giving me trouble, but I put it in because I wanted to see the large size of this dowitcher flock. Also looks like a greater yellowleg skulking in front. The harsh sun made me give up on the pond, so I walked through the woods and found this scrub jay. There was a large flock of red-winged blackbirds making noise in the reeds. I couldn't see them, but I could sure hear them. I don't know what that little thing is dangling in front of my camera. Probably some tape I'd used to repair the lens hood. Here's something I can see, a turkey vulture. Gail likes to say their wings have fingers. I showed you a turkey in Indiana a few months ago, but these are the first I've been able to show you from California this year. Looks like a hen and a couple of chicks growing up well. In the spring, I usually see 7 to 9 chicks, so it looks like the local foxes and bobcats have been feeding. When I went back to the pond, a large flock of Canada geese had flown in. The greater yellowlegs was still hanging around. Notice the little upturned bit on his bill at the tip. Here's one of the ones I've been looking for, sandhill cranes. We get some in California, not as many as we did back in the Midwest. They're usually a little farther north than where I live in LA area as well. I noticed something else in that last clip. These geese, they look a little small, they're not with the others, and their heads look a little round. I wonder if they're cackling geese. I'm glad I've got some on video from earlier this year. The next morning, I stopped along the same section of road, found this Savannah sparrow. Those are mostly red-winged blackbirds making noise in the background. This is a long clip of the pond the sandhills were in the evening before. It's morning now, and I'm checking it out for whatever I can find. I see mostly the dowitchers, green-winged teal, mallards, a couple Canada geese I pick out. I can pick out a couple pintails. Well, when I was there, I thought I saw a cinnamon teal and a blue-winged teal, but I can't pick them out of this video. Likely gadwall in there, maybe some widgeons. Quite the flock, eh? Note that the cranes have moved on. I'm glad I saw them the evening before. I'd been hearing killdeer on and off all along. Glad to finally get one in decent focus. You can hear a few of their sharp peeps in the background. Look, there's a couple of those sandhill cranes flying off to another pond. Here's a flock of ducks going by. I find it interesting how disorganized they are compared to geese and swans. I can't identify them in flight this far away, but I bet a duck hunter could. Another killdeer, this one in the main pond and looking more directly at me. This is a female brewer's blackbird. She's pretty gray, not very black, but the male's pretty black. You can see the male brewer's blackbird just left of center here. He's very black with that bright golden eye. The killdeer is still here along with some dowitchers. As I mentioned previously, I can't get as close as I'd like, so through the morning fog, these gadwall look a little fuzzy. But there's a pretty good sized flock of gadwall. I'm not sure I remember seeing a flock that big before. The black tails of the male are probably their best distinguishing mark. That big goose right up front is a greater white-fronted goose in with all those gadwall. There's 3 or 4 in there. I felt lucky to see them, too. They're here a little early. I did better than I thought on this little side trip. New birds for the year were the sandhill crane and the white-fronted goose, and new California videos for the wild turkey and brewer's blackbird. Not too bad. Obviously, I still have too far to go to meet all my goals, but I hope you'll hang with me. It's a lot of fun trying. See you again next time.